Morning, morning, everybody. I hope everybody's doing fantastic, magnificent, and marvelous because I am. How about that? Anyway, it's Tuesday, October the 3rd, 2023. I just put out a podcast, so if you want to check it out, you can check it out. How about that? Wherever you get your podcast. So I'm up. I've been up like I usually do, getting ready to start my day and and get this party started. Apparently it was cold outside because you see me kind of dressed up here. I'm dressed up as you know what I'm saying, when I go out. This is what I dress up in. Keep that in mind. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to wear. I would say on most occasions when I go out, because I just wear jeans and a t-shirt. So gonna have to help dress me, right? Who wants to do that anyway? So apparently it's cold outside, right? The reason I say that is because I see people kind of bundled up a little bit, and it's a little nip. I put some protection on the windows, hoping to take care of some of the draft that comes in here. It's not the best, and it doesn't look the best, but we're gonna see if that works to keep that draft from coming in, especially once the temperature starts dropping, and it gets really cold in here. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm up. I'm up, and I put out a podcast, and the podcast was about our planetary storage bank and how you cannot fool your consciousness. You cannot, and as a matter of fact, it's illogical, and that's why you get yourself thrown into experiences to resolve it, make it logical. And like I said, most kids are the most logical and reasonable if given a chance. So that's why it's so important that as young as possible you develop in your children, and these are my theories and opinions, accept it or not, where you develop in the ability in them to ask questions, number one, and be children. More importantly, be a child and not give them the responsibilities of adults. Now, I have an issue. I mean, growing up in our family, because there was so many of us, we always had each other. We were always there with each other. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And there was a lot of us in the house. Okay, so, sometimes my mom wanted to do certain things. She could, especially if she knew that we were, because we were raised to be accountable and responsible. Okay, my siblings and I, even though sometimes we don't get along, in most cases. I'm joking. In some cases we don't get along, but we are accountable and responsible, and we know what to do sometimes. If we're not embellished in our emotions and blah blah blah. That's another topic. But you have to be you have to really understand the importance of adolescence development, and make sure they have all the tools and the experiences to become, functioning adults, and not think that because a lot of people make a big not make a big deal, but a lot of people talk about the struggles of their childhood. Okay, and what they've been through and how they did it. Understood. That's understood. Okay, but if you look at the big picture of what that was providing for you, you will understand why certain things might have happened. You may, because you got to know the who. You have to answer questions about all of that. Was it as bad as you said it was, or was it worse than you said it was? Okay, did any of us go without eating? Did any of us get our lights turned on? And so do everything in your power in a gentle form, and escape from it as being personally attached to you, and look at it in an impersonal look at it impersonally, to say, okay, how bad was it? And you don't have to share that with anybody, because like I said, I never felt poor growing up. I always had shelter, I always had clothing, and I had food to eat. And I was greedy, honey. Let me tell you, I love to eat, and I still do now, but I manage it. So you have to understand the importance of that period in a child's life and that adolescent stage, because that can cause irreparable damage to their consciousness if it's not captured. And so we just have to be really, really open to allow children to express themselves. First of all, know how they express themselves. Do everything in your power to enhance it. And do everything in your power to listen to them and allow them to ask you some questions. I used to get in trouble when I was growing up asking questions because I picked up the contradictions. And thankfully, my mom said she'll grow out of it. So she didn't discourage it or encourage it. She said she was neutral, actually. She'll grow out of it. You know, some of my relatives did not like me asking questions of them because, like I said, I picked up contradictions from them. And when I was asking the questions, my mom was always there. So it's not like I was just walking up to adults and asking questions. My mom was always there when I did that. Because I felt safe having her there to ask questions. Even though at some point when she started having, her challenges and stuff, she would say it and she'll be honest. I don't know. That's honest. And so thankfully in our community back, like I said, I could walk to the library and try to figure things out and understand, okay, what does that mean? And I was always so curious about stuff like that. What does it mean? So, like I said, thankfully there was a library which has been eroded. It was eroded back in the 80s from the black culture, just like everything else. Grocery stores, schools, hospitals. Okay. I would go to the library and I would look it up. I did that for a long time. I still do it, actually. I just don't go to a library now. Everything's online, and you have to be very, very discerning about that too, because, like I said, certain words have changed. So I just want to say that you can't, you have to understand why you went through certain stages of your life. No one's saying that anything's good or bad. It's a neutral. When you have safely healed yourself from that by taking necessary steps to get away from that type of whatever was going on with you, you can look at it in an impersonal manner, big picture manner, and say, okay, what really that I can remember? Because a lot of people don't remember a lot of things. And that's why I say you have to be really careful about lying. But a lot of people that are lying, that's an intentional act because they know it gives them a certain benefit. It gives them a certain profile to lie and say, oh, I escaped abuse and being raped and tortured and, just making up stuff. A lot of people making up stuff. You're being raped and tortured. And, but anyway, I'll stay away from that. You can't fool your consciousness. You're going to get the experiences to help you resolve it. And if you don't, the experiences are going to get in more and more intense to the fact that where you're going to be embarrassed more so than you anticipated. In other words, you're going to get exposed, is my point. And once you get exposed, then what? Okay, so it's like I said, there's a lot of things that we don't know, and I'm so open to learning. I want to be a better version of myself too. I want to, not so much for anybody, for myself. I want to be able to as they say, sleep at night, even though sometimes I don't sleep through the night, but I'm relaxed. I can lay in my bed and boom, I'm not concerned, because I'm not ruminating. I'm just laying there relaxing. And sometimes I'll go into a meditation, because you can do meditation laying down too. You can do meditation anywhere. They say it's best to do it in a lotus position, and that has something to do with the energy of that. But Just do it. You can do it laying in your bed. Okay, so there's no excuse. It really isn't. But you know, you can. It's all free will, so it's up to you. You know, after you pray, a lot of people. You know, I mean, if you can get on your knees, okay, think about it. Anyway, I wanted to come on through and let you know, everything's good in my neighborhood, in the hood. You understood? I mean, apparently the temperatures are dropping. I hadn't been outside because I see people dressed in coats. I was like, wow, and hats, wow. But relatively nice and cool in here because I put some protection on the windows. So we're gonna see how well that holds up, you know. And then if not, I'm gonna have to consider other things because I don't want to freeze because we got this wall unit. And that wall unit, but I like cool and I like cold, but I don't know what this is like, and I'll find out. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, really. You know, getting some experiences in my life. That's the whole idea. Get some experiences in your life. You know, make your story worth telling. How about that? So I'm going to stop right there. Go ahead and get my coffee. I started back drinking coffee. I had taken it off. I stopped drinking coffee for about a month because I think I got a kidney infection from all that driving and drinking all that coffee and blah, blah, blah. So now I'm drinking my coffee again at the perfect time. It's cool outside. So, and then I'm going to run around, do some things. But I just wanted to let you know, you can't fool your consciousness because you're just fooling yourself. And you have to understand, and that's what I'm going to talk about too, probably later in the day, the amount of time, why your time is running out. Your time is running out. And when you look at it from a big picture, impersonal perspective, you understand what I mean, hopefully. Or at least get to a point of wanting to understand what the hell does all that mean. I'm running out of time. There's just like we have expiration dates, we have time limits on certain tasks that are within our planet structure and more so within our humane structure. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and send peace and love all over the stars, all over the moon and the mountains, and trust me, I'll be back.